feel like you're stuck in the same toxic relationship patterns? Or maybe you keep attracting the wrong people. Now, the truth is, it's not about just finding the right person, it's about becoming the right person. In this video, we will break down 5 powerful mindset shifts that will transform your relationships for good.
Absolutely. Let's be honest. Modern relationships are struggling. More people are frustrated, confused, and emotionally drained than ever before. Why? Because so many of us are going into relationships with the wrong mindset.
Think about it, Luther. How many times have you seen people chase after chemistry but ignore compatibility, or settle for toxic relationships just because they're afraid to be alone? Maybe you've even been there yourself, stuck in cycles of bad communication, attracting the wrong people, or feeling like love is just too complicated.
The problem isn't just dating apps, social media, or modern dating culture. It's deeper than that. It's about how we think about love, relationships, or even ourselves.
And let's face it, if your mindset isn't right, no relationship will ever work the way you want it to.
But don't worry, this isn't about blaming yourself or feeling hopeless. It's about rewiring your mindset so you can finally attract and build healthy, fulfilling relationships you deserve.
All right, so let's break it all down, starting with the first game-changing mindset shift.
And if you're tired of repeating the same mistakes, getting hurt, or feeling stuck, this is for you.
All right, so we're going to start with this first mindset shift, right, Luther?
Okay.
It is take full responsibility.
No.
It's a big, tall order for a lot of people. And what that is to stop blaming others for your relationship struggles, the way you communicate, boundaries, and also even the way you attract those people that are around you, right?
So you're talking about the energy.
Yeah, the energy that you're giving, the energy that you're bringing. And I got a good example for that, but you go ahead. You got something to add, right?
Well, when we say taking full responsibility, most of the time we take a half responsibility?
We do a half responsibility. And I have an example. Just say, if you ask somebody, I'll say when I ask them, just say if a guy asks a girl, you know, because we tend to be a little bit more emotional, but I've seen some fellas do it too.
Okay.
You ask them, why did you break up with somebody?
Yeah.
Well, they just, and they,
Gotcha.
and versus we were just not equally yoked. That's what you said to me when we first met.
Yeah, when we first met, now that was also the first time too that I actually took full responsibility because, you know, before I was doing the blame game, I was pointing at everybody else but the person in the mirror, trust me. But at the time when I met you, that was the first time I actually went and got therapy. Fellas, go get therapy. And it helped me do some self-reflection about myself. Why was I attracting those type of people? Why was I attracting that type of hurt? What energy was I putting out into the world? And what I found is that I was still hurt. There were still things that I was still dealing with. Most of the time it's in your past. And so when I met you, that was me taking full responsibility and saying, hey, you know what? It was things that I needed to do that I could have did better.
I love that. And I also hear, and on the women's side, we'll hear all men are trash, all men are dogs. And, you know, instead of saying to ourselves patterns am I repeating to keep attracting the trash or the dogs, you know? You attract who you are. I've said that before, ladies. I'm not calling you a dog, but if you keep attracting the dogs, you letting out some behavior that he keeps sniffing and smelling and he coming around. So what kind of what you putting out there?
Oh, you know what? We talking about mindsets, right?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, you got a dog mindset, and that's what it is.
Yeah. What's the
the dog mindset? You know, when you meet somebody, you know, they got to start giving you those excuses like, well, you know, what you looking for? Well, you know, I'm not really looking for anybody. It's like, come on now.
And that gives him the leeway to say, okay, I'm gonna give her. I'm not looking for nobody relationship.
Man, there we go. We love also too when you're out of town because now we can do ESPN highlights. Okay, so a couple dinners.
Long distance love.
Long distance love. Listen to me. That means I can go ahead and do area code love. So, you know, used to be a song back in the day.
Different area code, that one. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. So we're not fully committing. So when we start talking about this type of thing, we say full responsibility.
I love it.
Full responsibility.
You said it fast. You said when the out of town love that you can give ESPN highlights.
ESPN highlights.
You only seeing some of what they are.
Yeah,
highlights.
Not TikTok, but you know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
and you're not giving your full self, right?
Absolutely,
full responsibility, full self. And if you're not going to go ahead and do that type of responsibility, then I don't know.
You just need to exit stage left, right until you get your responsibility right. Look in the mirror. We do it every day anyway.
Yes, we do it.
Take responsibility while you're looking in that mirror. All right, so you ready to go on to step 2? I'll let you
Step two. Step 2 is we're going to talk about know your non-negotiables.
Yeah.
All right. And when we say non-negotiables, we're talking about the things that you deem for yourself that you're not willing to break. Problem is, we exercise our non-negotiables based upon how we feel about a person.
Absolutely.
So you know what? If we ain't really feeling a person and we got non-negotiables,
I know where you go.
We gonna go ahead and we gonna make sure we enforce it.
Yeah.
But when we are feeling somebody and we feel like they're the one,
we become relaxed.
We become relaxed, and your non-negotiables become all negotiables.
So just say for that, then they do become all negotiable. They be like, oh, okay, we can negotiate your inconsistency when you know good and well you can't stand a person that is inconsistent. I've seen my sisters do it for men that they like.
Making those excuses.
We make excuses for the ones we like a lot, and the ones that we don't really like. He out the door on day on one infraction. That ain't even really bad.
He was breathing too hard.
Oh man, he chewed his food the wrong way. How a man supposed to eat? He's supposed to chew, right?
You know when he go to sleep. When he was asleep, he had a whole like a breathing treatment. You ever seen a breathing treatment before?
Stop, because you being foul. You know what? Just different things that we'll say about people. Little things. He closed his eyes wrong. Like,
man, listen to me.
Man ain't supposed to blink.
Nope. Not at all. So.
But certain negotiables, non-negotiables that we will waver on for the people that we really like, the ones we like. Most of the time, them don't be the ones we should like.
No, and you know what? That's the part about getting healed, because what happens is
they might want to get healed to get healed. That's all right.
And you know what? That's the problem. Yeah. They want to get healed to be healed, when in reality, they need to be healed to get held. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of the things we want to talk about with that aspect of it, because as we get serious and we start talking about love, I know we romanticize love, but the one thing we don't do is we don't understand that there should be a goal in mind of what it is. And we don't go into relationships with a goal in mind.
We really don't. We go into relationships just want one. Yeah. We just want to get in one. We're so excited. Our hearts are happy. This time it's about to be spring. Man. You're getting ready to be back outside again.
Pop out.
That's it. You pop it out. There. And some of y'all want to pop out and show them. You don't have nothing to show them because your mindset jacked up. The struggle mindset is real out here. That's back to the topic of our show, the struggle mindset.
The struggle mindset.
Really real.
And the struggle mindset really consists of your own inconsistencies.
Yes.
And that's really, and so what happens is if you're inconsistent, you attract inconsistent people.
And you want to know why. Maybe it's you. Hello.
Like we talked about before. So knowing
one and two.
Well, knowing your non-negotiables. Yes. And your examples of your non-negotiables is, hey, look, I don't want to date anybody that's outside of the state, right? That could be a non-negotiable.
That was me. I refuse to do long distance love because to me, I'll hear different excuses like, oh, I want to give them a chance to miss me. You miss them when they go to work. If they got a job.
Or if that person is really serious about you, they say, hey, look, in 6 months, we date consistent. I'm moving.
Yes.
And now,
or you're moving.
Or you're moving so that now you can actually be in the same place, in the same space. All right.
Because you'll meet people from out of state and it's attractive, it's fun, it's cute because, oh my God, it's like a mystery. Yeah, you'll be mysteriously cheated on.
Man, look.
Then they got mysterious dates that y'all know about.
Exactly. So we want to make sure that's a non-negotiable. Yeah. Another non-negotiable is like, hey, you know what? Consistency. I want to know how he is with his family. I want to know how he is with his kids.
Absolutely.
I want to know how he is with his parents. You know, you want to know all those different dynamics because look, love is serious just like your career. All right. It's about time that we start treating love just like we treat our career. All
Seriously.
Right? Seriously.
We treat the career serious. Now, do you think that fellas waver on non-negotiables?
I would say that we do the same thing to an extent.
Okay.
All right. As you get older, your non-negotiables start to become really, really crystal clear because you don't want to be distracted from the goal at hand. But you don't want to hold.
What's the goal? To relate. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Setting goals in relationships. Why are you in this relationship? Do you just want a pound town buddy or do you want a husband or a wife?
Yeah, because what happens is when you get older, now you start thinking about purpose. And now when you start to vet somebody, if your purpose ain't in alignment with the person that you attracting, then first you got to look within and then figure out why you're attracting that.
Right.
And then make sure the person that you're trying to attract is going to be aligned with your purpose.
I love that. So that goes back to taking full responsibility and knowing your non-negotiables and standing on your non-negotiables, right?
Yeah. So I think if you guys understand what we were just talking about for step 2, now we're about to go over to step 3. Emotional control is everything.
It will make you cry sometimes.
Listen,
all right, sorry, I'm dating myself. That was the H-Town.
That's what you were talking. You know what? I remember this meme that used to came from this movie that I was watching. He was talking about some emotional damage.
Oh, what movie was that?
It's this movie that I can't remember the title right now. But what I think about,
I brought up H-Town.
That you did. Yes,
I didn't age myself. Shout out, rest in peace, Dino. Yeah. I'm sorry.
And fellas, we gonna dive into this deep for you too as well. Yes. I would mean that, guys. I don't care if we want to say, hey, you know, my woman is emotional, right? we want to know and make sure that you also, fellas, understand your emotional capacity.
I love that.
And your emotional regulation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because at the end of the day, you should have enough emotional intelligence not to react to everything that's said and done to you.
I appreciate that, because we'll often hear as women, you're too emotional, you're this, you're that. But fellas you don't need to react all the time, because me and you have dealt with that before.
Yes.
You will react to something that I'm reacting to, and then it's a full-blown situation.
And so we gotta be able to figure out what we talk about. It's the yin and the yang. We gotta make sure that we got a balance. And so fellas, listen to me. Those times will come, knock on wood, not happy all the time, but how you react to it, the fear, the insecurity, because at the end of the day, your woman won't become easier. Right. You're just going to have to know how to control your emotions and make sure that you're steadfast.
I love that.
And understanding that the mission and the purpose that you're aligned with, okay? Because like I said, we all have our ups and downs, but fellas, I want you to start understanding how to emotionally regulate your emotions, because the more that you can emotionally regulate, the more maturity that you show. And I think that the person that's aligning with you will follow you a lot easier.
I agree with that, Luther. So we'll give an example. If I say something that triggers you, instead of coming back at me, what is something that you could do?
I could just analyze the situation.
Okay, take a minute, take a breather.
Take a breather, hear what I'm saying, come back a little bit with more of a logical approach and say, hey, what did you mean by that? Or just kind of diffuse it and just say, babe, you know what? No, I didn't like the way that was said to me.
Yeah.
Were you trying to talk about something like this, or was this, or what was your day like?
Yes.
So that way you try to go ahead and really, really understand that I'm not coming from a bad place, and kind of diffuse it.
This just gave us some session help right here as we're trying to help y'all, because hey, this is real talk. This is real things that you and I may even deal with. Sometimes I trigger you and you didn't got triggered back, and
now we're just triggering each other, right?
We both yin, and ain't no yin and yang, and we both yin or yang. It's like yin, and that's how it sounds. Yin, yin.
And so you want to make sure that you're not constantly triggering each other. Also, we still, like I said before, we support therapy.
Yes.
I understand a lot of the issues that we have are coming from our childhood.
Yes.
And so we are grown selves still dealing with a child inside of us.
Come on.
So
the child is still there.
He's still there.
And she's still there. And then they want to trigger,
exactly.
But anyway, pause before reacting.
Good thing that you reacting can do. Because at the end of the day, you guys both love each other.
Yeah.
And you have to remember that. Come back to that. Constantly remember that. And so you understand that asset. Also, too, take 5 seconds.
That's it.
And most of the time, take a pause, because typically what happens is if you don't respond right in the moment.
Don't respond immediately.
Yes. I think you'll actually make a different steps.
We just help somebody. We help
ourselves. We're trying to help you.
But sometimes we'll react. And I'm like,
man, and
gotta breathe.
And the thing is too, understand this. In our mindset, the way we look at everything logically, we are looking like, man, I wouldn't even let a guy talk to me like this. And so we have to make sure I understand that at the end of the day, this is still our woman. And so she is not a guy.
That's right.
And so we have to make sure that we handle her as such.
With care, delicately.
Man.
Ladies, but watch it. Say you got to watch yourself too. Now we can't always be spewing off now, because it happens.
And watch the tone.
Yeah,
I'll say this. If you, especially dealing with a man, the way your tone is to him is going to dictate most of the time his response to you.
What you get back verse, I could say, I'm going to give you 2 different words.
Okay.
One saying in 2 different ways.
All right.
Look, I really didn't like the way you said that to me.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Then how would you respond?
Okay, yeah, I can understand that. Well, what did you like? Okay,
so here it goes. The second part. Why you have to say what you just said to me? I ain't like that. That was foul. Why you say that?
Hold on, wait a minute. You don't need to it's a whole different mindset.
You ain't get swole up for real, did you?
No,
we just were acting out.
But you saw though that it invokes a different emotion.
Absolutely.
Look, 90% of who you are as a man is your emotions. Control your emotions.
So you can be logical.
You can be logical because, hey, look, at the end of the day, logic is more of a decision that's going to be long lasting. Emotional is just in the moment.
I agree.
And so I'm not saying that you can't display emotion. I'm just saying don't stay there.
I love that. Fellas display it, but like you said, they can't do what?
Don't stay there.
Don't stay in that, please, fellas. All right. So we got number 1 was take full responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
2, know your non-negotiables.
Yep.
3, emotional control. It's everything. So number 4, we got to shift from number 4. Okay.
Okay.
Shifting from what can I get to what can I give?
Man.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Come on now. That right there, if everyone came into the relationship about what we can give, guarantee you 90 to 100% of relationships will be fixed and healed.
We probably have lots of love out here.
Lots of love and a lot of babies.
Come on now. Many of us go into relationships, we go into them, Luther, we are looking for what somebody what they can get from that person.
Yeah.
I was about to say give, but no, we want to know what we can get from them. The whole, I am the table. I can.
And the thing is, when you're going into what can I give, that goes more into a more service mindset.
I like
versus more of a taking mindset. And when you come in with that, type of mindset, you want to do for somebody because they're not coming in here saying, you know what, let me take.
Yeah.
And right now, most men are on defense in relationships. That's why when they see marriages and everything else, they're still paying off a wedding and they already divorced. And so I'm sorry, ladies. Like, look, men have a lot of trepidations about marriage because it's like we're giving up a whole lot to be married.
Yeah.
But then at the same time,
we're giving up a lot too. We give up stuff.
But
we both do. But I know many of y'all, y'all leading the ship.
We're leading. Not only are we leading the ship, it can destroy us.
Yeah.
Once it's over with.
But we can't roll on excuses either.
No.
We have to really, like we're talking about these steps.
Yep.
To not keep having that struggle mindset.
Yeah, but what's happening is we've been single so long.
Yeah.
We're saying, okay, what can he do for me?
Versus what can I give to him?
Yeah.
Or her? Yeah.
You know, one of the biggest things for us when you met me, the biggest thing that I said, you know what, I see her as a wife is when you started to pour into me about certain different things. And so when I saw wifely things, and that meant that, okay, well, you know, this is a safe place for me to be and I want to marry this person.
Okay.
But in previous relationships, it was spotty and it wasn't really sewing into each other.
I gave you a safe place to land in my heart.
Yeah. And if you saw places where I needed to improve, you didn't say, well, you know, why didn't he do this or why can't he do that? It was like, you know what? Let me assist him there.
You know what? I got to give a shout out to my mother for a big part of why we're together. And it was something when we first started dating.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to my mom. Shout out to Miss Felita. But I did say something that you didn't do. And I remember my mother said, do it for him. And I was like, what? And I remember I said, I ain't doing that. I did it.
Yeah.
And it's something that it was an item that you didn't have. I remember, do you want to go into it?
No.
Yeah, okay. It was an item that he didn't have that I felt like you should have had.
Okay.
And that's why I was like, he should have it. Yeah. My mother said, go get it. And I'm like, I don't want to get. And I remember I didn't. I didn't do it. Yep. But we went through a breakup. But when we got back together, I went and got that item and we still have it in our place today.
Yeah.
And because you really needed it.
Yeah.
But I gave.
Yeah.
And what I did was got out of my own way to give you something. And it was a item, but still.
Yeah. And you know what? It's important because at the end of the day, you came in with the mindset, what can I do for him?
Yeah.
And then also too,
absolutely.
My mindset is always the same thing as how can I pour into my woman?
I love that.
You know, especially, and it doesn't come down with money and stuff. It could be teaching my woman about something new that she doesn't know about, a different skill set, or her teaching me about different colognes and stuff like that.
You taught me more about stocks and trading. I knew, but I needed to know more. And that's like your specialty.
Correct.
You know, man, I like to look good. You like to look good, but I added a little bit more to your wanting to look good.
And that's what relationships and marriage is all about, is that what can you fill into somebody's cup? Because ain't nobody's cup full.
It ain't full.
And most of the time when it is full, it's full of the wrong stuff.
Ooh, I love that.
I'm just saying.
I love that everybody is missing something in their cup. They might have a coffee, but they need a little boost like some Splenda.
Yeah.
Something.
Even though I don't drink coffee.
I like coffee. I'm just trying to say,
So, so we just want to really, really help people understand that with the struggle mindset is we're saying that your mindset really needs to become prepared for the relationship that you're trying to...
That you desire.
Because a lot of times we desire a lot of things and our mindset isn't really developed enough to really attain what we desire.
Majority of the time. We'd be like, well, why can't I attract this? Or back to the what can I get, to what can I give? You always wondering if somebody is treating you right. Oh, are they treating me right?
Yeah.
Are they? Versus how am I showing up?
Yeah.
Am I showing up as a right and full person and healed?
Look, I will say this right now, and it's going to ruffle some feathers, but I do not care If you want your man to act right, be a better woman. If you want your woman to act right, be a better man.
I love that.
That's how we got to start rolling up in here, okay? When you become better, then you make them have to step their game up. They may not be able to step their game up, and that lets you know that you need to go another direction, but at least you're operating at a high level and a high functioning. So we want to talk about that, going forward. Boom. Okay.
There it is.
All right. We just dropped the mic. All right.
And you felt that in your spirit.
I felt it.
See, we tell both of y'all sexist this, men and women. Okay, so listen, we have named the top 4. So it was, do you remember number 1?
I don't.
Taking full responsibility. Number 2, know your non-negotiables.
Okay.
Number 3, now I forgot number 3.
See,
where was number 3? Come on, Luke, you supposed to tell me.
Emotional control is everything.
Emotional control is everything. And then number 4, shifting from what can I get to what can I give.
Yes. And now we're going to go to number 5. Growth over perfection. Okay. Come on now.
Let's break it down. It down.
No relationship is perfect, but with the right mindset, it can be perfect.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So that's how we're talking about it. So if you're going to the relationship saying, hey, how can we grow together? Then now everything and the possibilities are open. But if you're coming over and say like, well, he need to meet or exceed me.
Okay. Now
that's a dead end because, most of these people come in with that mindset.
I'm saying for life.
That's the world saying right now.
It is the world saying. And, I used to just say that inherently. That was, if he can't meet or exceed me, I wasn't even meeting what I thought somebody should exceed.
Exactly.
I thought I was though on the outside, but my inside was jacked up. But I felt like he had to meet or exceed me. And I obviously in my neck, I go just like that.
Yeah, you see it like it's
got roll.
Yeah. And you know what?
Roll.
And the problem is that when you don't have the right mindset, when you see challenges and opportunities, when you see that, it's like, come on, man. Well, this person. No, look at every challenge as an opportunity to grow even more. Okay, and that's what we're saying: growth over perfection. Okay,
how can we instead of saying like we're not meant to be? We want to leave as soon as somebody do something.
Well, you know what? Social media already got us with 5 or 6 sneaky links, in our DMs.
Or we got an exit plan. Everybody's love got an exit plan, a strategy for how we going to get out of something.
And unfortunately, and I don't recommend this, all these male friends that be hanging around, they ready to swoop on in. So.
They ready to go to, like you said, a swoop. They Eagle Man. If you're from Chicago, you know what I mean by Eagle Man. Oh, look at she is not in a relationship. Here I am. It was an insurance commercial that used to come on. Here I am.
Swooped on in.
Right. Because he your friend. Ladies.
No, if they ain't married, they ain't your friend. All right, let's call it a spade a spade. All right.
Yeah.
One thing I will say too is when we start talking about growth over perfection.
Yes.
Is the fact that if you already understand that this person isn't perfect, then that means that when you are going to recognize their flaws, you want to say, well, you know what? How can we grow from this?
I love that.
We all got different patterns. We all come up different ways.
Yeah.
And we're all meeting at the same place at the same time.
Instead of, like I mentioned earlier, instead of saying we're not meant to be when something rough happens, we should say, how can we grow from this as a unit?
And so when you start focusing on progress and less on problems, now we got something that we need to do. All right.
I love that.
And that's how we want to go ahead and just keep doing that part.
Yeah.
Focus on progress and not problems.
I like focus on progress and not problems.
Yeah.
Don't just exit stage left or stage right. Make sure that you're doing the right things.
And that's how you
want a relationship grow.
Yeah. And so
are we doing that? We really taking the good steps.
Yes.
I'll say that.
I'm not saying that we don't never take no steps back.
And we be taking
but we also take steps forward. Okay. We just completed our first year, newlywed first year. Man, there's times when we didn't even think we was gonna get this far. Okay. Through time and prayer.
Lord, and friends, good married friends.
Listen, not single friends. I can't stress that enough.
They be thinking they can give advice, because they ain't got it right.
Single friends will keep you single because they're going to give you single advice. Married friends will keep you married because they're going to give you married advice.
And they done been through the trenches. There's some good, solid married friends. Good married friends, and us in some prayer and therapy.
And listen, we some therapy. And look, and therapy ain't just going into your horoscope either, by the way.
Not the horoscope. I have not read. I used to read my horoscope all the time. I have not done that.
So
do that for therapy?
Man, look.
Wow.
And so now when we start talking about growth over perfection, that's number 5. All right. What that basically really means at the end of the day is it means that if you stop want perfection.
You allow people to grow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are, listen to me, the entire relationship. The entire relationship is growth.
It was coming. I was trying to help. You got to help them, ladies. It's okay.
Help them. The entire relationship is about growth.
It is.
But there are going to be some setbacks.
There are.
And if
nobody is perfect.
Yeah, but we be over here penalizing so much.
If we penalize people for not being perfect, you bring your imperfect self in something all the time. I'm saying this because this used to be me. And it's people that I know now that steady. I'm not. This is my favorite. You know this the word we can't stand. Yeah. I'm not settling.
Man, listen to me.
Somebody's settling for you.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm saying this. And this, listen to me. And I hope it go viral. If you over 40, you will settle. Okay. No. So you need to figure out your settling compromise plan.
What is it? What is your settling? Your
settling
your SCP. SCP. What is your SCP? Your settling compromise plan.
Because at the end of the day,
somebody's settling for you. And what you bringing?
You know what I'm saying? Got all the miles on you and everything else. And you over here trying to get new car prices.
They do. I am this. I am divine. I am my aura.
Listen, why don't you go take your shower rocks and you go to the used car dealership and
price off. Somebody is settling. A lot of times I hear my sister say that they ain't gonna settle.
I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of these fellas be out here looking at your Kelly Blue Book.
Not the Kelly Blue Book, not the KB. Car people know what we talking about. I know what a Kelly Blue Book is.
And they seeing over here all these accidents in your history.
But see, we have to, but that part of that is growth over perfection. Yes. Nobody is perfect, but you got to, your SCP, your settling compromise plan.
Man, I don't want to hear none of y'all acting like y'all ain't got one because y'all do.
Yeah,
so get this, especially in the Black community. All right, we are single than a mud. We are single as French toast. Shout out to somebody. Single as French toast because we got our settling compromise plan and we won't even go ahead and create one when you need to create one because I'm telling you right now, you ain't yourself that you was 20 years ago and you can't even compete with your 20-year-old self.
And you can't. I mean, I look back at even certain pictures. I still look nice, but it was a different kind of youthful vigor that I had in my 20s than now in my 40s. I'm like I said, I still look good. Shout out to weight loss. I'm not going down the weight loss train today. Okay,
because that's a whole nother struggle mindset.
Weight ages you,
man.
That's a struggle mindset
Listen
too.
To me.
I'm telling you, like men and women, weight ages you.
And we know when y'all struggling, by the way, because we're gonna see either them Santorini dresses or we're gonna see your little haircuts. Okay, everybody can't be Neil Long. I'm just saying.
No, they ain't need Neil Long. They what's my girl? The political. They look like they got a fade, like men. They around here with a bald fade. Ladies, why? Stop with the part.
Well, in my former life.
I was Joan of Arc in my former life. All right, anyway. No, but seriously, these different things that we wind up going through and you can start seeing these changes and it shows that you have to really work on you. The struggle mindset, it starts to show.
Yeah. And
you don't fix it.
And it starts to affect your body. Mm-hmm. We all know that. Listen to me, I'm not saying to get with somebody just to get with somebody,
right?
But I am saying that when you get with somebody and the right person that you get with, that's going to have some problems and it's going to have some struggles, but it is healthier. You live longer and you are happier because your kids can't save you. Okay. All right. So look, we're going to wrap up the show. We got a couple things that we want to cover about the last parts of it.
We got to go back. We got to do the 5. Okay. So number 1. Okay. From the Luther, we can talking over you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's all right. See, this is what happens. We got to breathe. Listen, it all starts with your mindset today. So the struggle mindset is what we're talking about. So here's what we covered. I'm going to start off with, we did 5.
You get 5.
Okay. Take full responsibility.
Yes.
Stop blaming others and recognize your role in relationship patterns.
Come on now.
All right, number 2.
All right. Know your non-negotiable. Set clear standards so you don't settle for less than you deserve.
Or come up with that SCP, settle compromise plan.
Man, settle compromise plan.
SCP. Number 3 is mastering emotional control. How you respond in tough moments can make or break your relationship.
Man. Number 4, shift from what I can get to what I can give. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual effort and not just a personal gain.
I love that. What can I get versus what can I give? I like that. All right. And last was prioritize growth over perfection. Prioritize growth over perfection.
Yes.
Listen, y'all, because no relationship is flawless. None of them. No relationship is flawless. But the right mindset can turn all our challenges into opportunities to grow. I love that.
Man, babe, you know what? We're growing. Look, this is even therapy for us. I just want y'all to know that when we come to have y'all conversation with y'all, we also having a conversation with ourselves.
I love that. And we really are. You know, Luther and I, it's setting out on the quest to have these podcast conversations with you all. even sometimes getting to the recording, we may get into little tips.
Oh, man.
But I love it when we do talk to people and talk to, because like you said, we're talking to ourselves and we're helping ourselves too. So
yes, and look, and we want to make sure that you guys understand the conversation we're trying to have. So look, please like and subscribe.
Share.
We want to share. We want to hear all the comments in the comment section. Tell us what y'all want to hear from us.
Yes.
We can tell. And if you come and like our stuff, we'll come like your stuff and subscribe as well too, because look, we all are trying to grow,
trying to help
and be more help.
I love that.
So
I love you.
I love you too, babe.
All right, so this is the Let's Talk About It relationship podcast. I'm your girl Samantha
and Luther.
I love that. The Lambkins, we are here, and we appreciate y'all listening and watching.